oriented right. There we go. Now you can kind of see me. And Thanksgiving Day. And boy, we're thankful today. We're thankful for all we have. We're thankful for our, just for everything. It's a good day to give thanks. Don't have the same thing everybody else has. And a whole lot of people don't have what I have. That's okay too. You know, I'm in a wheelchair. I'm on oxygen. I have trouble breathing. And I've had a lot of illness lately. And that's okay because there's a whole lot of people out there that are worse than me. There's a whole lot of people out there that could really do better with the benefits that I have in my life. And I could use some more benefits. And just the way it is. Anyway, today we're going to we're going to have us a feast. Me and Tink Tink and Queenie, we're going to fix us up uh, a New York strip steak, some shrimp. We're going to make a pasta salad with maybe some cranberry in it and some pecans, chopped pecans, and maybe some macaroni and cheese and some canned uh, yellow corn because we'd like that. And we're going to eat all we can, and all three of us. And then we're going to sit up and we're going to watch TV. And we're going to enjoy this day that God gave us today to be thankful. Um, Update on what's going on. You know, I not paranoid today. Woo! That is so much good. All right. I been doing some time traveling, and it's time for us to do a little time traveling now because it's time for me to take my medicine. Um, and it's amazing when you figure out uh, how to time travel. You know, it's, it's just so cool. Everybody should know how to travel through time. And lo and behold, every time I do, it's the same result. It's traveling in time. Here we go. You ready? Here we go. That wasn't. I think we missed the wormhole on that one. Let's try again. Dang. Lo and behold, it's not 7:30 anymore. It's 4:20. Wow. Imagine that. That's just my way of laughing about things. But listen, I quit trying to hide things from people. I decided today I'm gonna be me to every single person I meet. All right. Some of the people I meet, you know, they think because I use medical marijuana that I'm a stoner. I'm a bad person. I'm just wasting my life away because of it. But you know what? That medical marijuana keeps me off a whole bunch of different pharmaceutical crap that the VA was trying to shove down my throat because I was paranoid or because I was manic or because I was nervous or because I had PTSD or for whatever purpose. They've given me all these pills that didn't just treat the symptoms for a little while, they continued to treat them for days and days. And so there was no coming out of it. It was just staying sedated 24/7. And on top of that, taking other medicines to take care of the side effects that those medicines gave me. And then one day I just decided that wasn't enough. Some of the medicines were actually making it harder for me to breathe, and I already had breathing difficulties. Most of the medicines that they were giving me were not labeled for what they were giving me to them for. Number one, they were giving me trazodone to help me sleep. And I was like, well, okay. Then I got to research it and look into it, and the problems that it was causing me uh, were outweighing the good. So I said, well, no, we can't take that. The doctor said, well, so we can't give you anything else because you're an addict, and you'll abuse it. I said, well, you don't really know that. I said, yeah, I'm an addict, but I've also learned a whole lot about being an addict and what I have to do to not abuse things. People that are addicted to overeating, you don't take all the food away from them. You teach them a way to be able to eat a sensible amount. You know, um, I think that's probably a pretty good approach. So that's what I've tried to do. I use my medical marijuana. I do not abuse it. I use a sensible amount to take care of what it needs to do. Keeps me relaxed, keeps me from being paranoid. It so it helps me eat. Does a little bit for helping me sleep, not all the time. Sometimes it does. But anyway, back to the trazodone. Taking the trazodone. Went to see an off VA doctor. And I said, look, I'm having a lot of trouble with these doctors at the VA. Because every time I need something, they want to prescribe me something else that's not really labeled for what they want to give it to me for because it'll work. Or it's some people say, or blah, blah, blah. No. So I started taking Lunesta for sleep. I don't take it every day. In fact, I haven't had the prescription filled in 2.5 months because that's how little of them I take. Not being abused. Uh, it's not caused me any trouble. I don't have any bad side effects from it. Um, I take it at night when I have trouble sleeping. Usually, I'll wait. If I have one night I have trouble sleeping, I won't take it that night. The next day, I think, well, probably need to sleep, so I'll take one and then I'll sleep. Um, I was having a lot of anxiety, even with my medical marijuana for a while, with situations going on, and when I was at the VA, I forgot what they were giving me. It was something wasn't even labeled for that. It was some kind of antipsychotic medicine that when you take, it doesn't just last for a short period of time. It lasts for 24 hours, and then you're supposed to take another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, so that you're sedated pretty much 24/7, so you don't have any anxiety. I said, this is not going to work for me doing that. I do not want to be sedated 24/7. So I asked the doctor, I said, look, I know I'm an addict. I know I have these problems, but I said, what can I take for my anxiety, a low dose of something, not all the time, just some of the times, when I'm really, really, really anxiety, have a lot high anxiety, and the medical marijuana is not enough at that time. He said, well, you can try Xanax. I said, well, all right, we're going to try it under one condition. And that's if you see it's causing me problems, or I start to have wanting this more than I'm supposed to have it, or if I see that, I said it's gonna be stopped immediately. Well, I haven't had that prescription filled in 4.5 months. You know what? I still got some. You know what? 2 days ago, I took a half of one because I was under very having some very strong anxiety conditions, and haven't taken one since. Didn't take one for a long time before that, but see, I didn't even take a whole one. Took half of one. Sometimes I take a quarter of one, and they're only half a milligram. I'm not taking a bar, and then maybe another one. Not slobbering. All right, stuff I used to do. All right, that I thought was fun. Now, it's like that really wasn't fun. All I was doing was covering the thoughts and feelings I had in my head. Same thing all the medicines that the VA was giving me were doing. They were just covering up the thoughts and feelings that I needed to walk through, but they were covering it up in such a way that I never had to walk through it. You know, you never have to walk through something if you can't figure out what day it is. You just keep stumbling on. And so I quit stumbling on. Um, another example of that is my the antacid medicine that they prescribe just about for everybody in the United States and everybody in the world takes some sort of anti-acid medication that they take daily, all right, so that they don't have regurgitated acid or anything else. And most of us are not having really any acid problems all the time. Sometimes, all right. When you go to the doctor and you have acid stomach and this is happening to you, sometimes they will prescribe you something that they want you to take forever. And I stopped doing that too. Uh, and when I did, lo and behold, some other stuff started working better again. You know, but also I wasn't taking this medicine every day for my antacid problem or my acid problem, my regurgitation and this and that. And lo and behold, it wasn't coming back. So so I really didn't need to take that stuff. Just another medicine that the doctors and the big pharmaceutical companies and the VA is shoving down our throat. And I'm not sure if it's because they're doing research on it or they just don't know and don't have a clue, and they just want to write you a prescription for a pill that's non-addicting. All right, it's not going to cause you any problems. Also, I'm in a wheelchair. All right, I also got some chronic back problems that bother me quite a bit, and also my stump. It's not a phantom pain I have. I have stump pain, which is different. It's actual pain in the stump because of the bone and what have you. So I told my doctor, I said, I really need something for pain, but I don't want this off label stuff. Once again, I don't want to take hundreds and hundreds of milligrams or maybe even 1,000 milligrams of that. Oh shit, what is that stuff? A gabapentin that everybody's taking. Kept reading up on it, and it's really not safe to take that stuff at the high doses that the doctors are giving it, especially. It's not safe to take. There's a lot of side effects. It was causing me problems with my breathing and a lot of other things. That were just being overlooked because the doctors prescribing it stuff aren't looking at what bad side effects are. All right, they're looking at what it might do because it's been labeled, not really labeled for that, but it's been used for that. Nah, that's bull crap. If I'm going to take something today, it's if I can, I'm going to take the medicine that was designed to take care of the problem I have. Not a medicine that was designed for something else that just might work or just might help. That's bullshit. All right. I'm going to take what works. All right. Uh, and so I'm taking this medicine. Uh, now I'm taking tramadol, and I take 100 milligrams up to 3 times a day. All right. So been taking that now for, oh gosh, a couple of years. And I went back to the VA one day and was having a little trouble with something, and they was telling me, they said, well, and, oh, I remember what it was. I had to merge the fire department brought me to the VA. All right, and I got admitted into the hospital. Well, the whole time I was in there, they would not let me have my tramadol. I said, "We know we won't let you have that. You're an addict." No, no. I said, "Okay." So I said, "I won't be back in here again." And I said, "Because that's a medicine I've been taking, and I haven't been abusing it." Time travel, it's wonderful. haven't been abusing it, and I'm not in pain when I take it. But yet you're going to let me stay in here in pain because you've made a decision about something you really don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm sorry. Most of those doctors and addiction counselors, they don't know shit. All right. Because all they know is what they've been told and what they've read in these books. All right. I don't think a doctor should prescribe a medicine that they haven't taken themselves or they don't have any first hand information on what it does and what the side effects are. These doctors are just prescribing medicines willy nilly because they're supposed to work or that's what it's supposed to do. That's bullshit. All right. Know what the stuff does before you give it to somebody else. Have a little knowledge. You know, that person, they may not be in their right minds enough because the situation's going on. All right. They may be a weak minded person because the situation's going on and may not be aware of all the side effects that it's causing. All right. Or they start taking it and they take it for so long that they can no longer be aware of really what's going on other than take my medicine. Time to take my medicine. Time to take my medicine. All right. Now they're walking around zombified. All right. And they're really not aware of anything going on. They're not getting a lot of joy and happiness. Now they're depressed. So let's give them an antidepressant. That'll work. All right. No. All right. I'd say quit giving them all that crap. Let them try some natural stuff. Try some medical marijuana. Hey, it may not work for you, but it's not the devil's drug. It's not what Nancy Reagan and Ronald Reagan said. It's not the worst drug that was ever around. Seen a thing on Ronald Reagan the other day where he was saying that the worst actual drug out there in the world was marijuana. It had more devastating than heroin or cocaine or anything else. It was marijuana. It was the most devastating drug in the world today. And I was looking at that and I was just laughing. And I was thinking, oh gosh, maybe I need to quit doing medical marijuana. Get some heroin and some cocaine. Then I'll be good. Thanks, Ronnie. Just say no. No, I say just find out what works. Just keep marching. If it works, keep doing it. If it doesn't work, change it. If it's broken, fix it. If you can't fix it, throw it away. But I'm just a crazy one-legged old man in a wheelchair. So what in the hell do I know anyway? Well, I do know that as long as I keep the bad actors and the bad stuff and the bad things out of my life goes 100% better. Sometimes the bad actors, the best thing I can do is be out of sight and out of mind with them. If that means they're hanging out in areas that I go, I need to decide, do I really need to go there or should I just stay home? So today I decided I'm just going to stay home. I'm going to stay away from those bad actors, because they're everywhere. And I don't have a family and a large group of friends to kind of back me up and help protect me. I've got to do this on my own. And let me tell you what, I do a pretty good job for having the health problems that I have, and being in a wheelchair. Sometimes it's hard for me to get out of bed and go 2 or 3 feet. All right. For that person that can only get out of their bed and go 2 or 3 feet sometimes to be able to cook for themselves and go to the bathroom and take a shower. Well, I don't take showers anymore. Take a bath and this and that. All right. And then kind of keep things going. I think that's pretty good for me to do. A lot of people say, well, you're just doing the same thing everybody does every day. Well, and you want patted on the back. Everybody does that. Everybody gets up. Everybody does that. All right. Well, that's good. I'm glad you people with no health problems and no breathing problems and aren't in a wheelchair can do all the stuff you can do, that I think I should be patted on the back because I was able to change a light bulb. Hell yeah. I think that's a big deal. You know where light bulbs are? They ain't within my reach. So I had to figure out how to do it. And I have. You know, stoves. They ain't within my reach. But this little booger is. All right. So yeah, I want a pat on the back. Heck yeah. I think I did a hell of a job figuring out how to take care of myself, all right, on a daily basis. You know, I've had people try to help me do things. They're going to come over and help me out because they're really good people, but then they don't do things the way I'm asking them to do, and they think it's ridiculous that I want things done a certain way. Well, I want things done a certain way so I don't have somebody else come back out tomorrow and adjust it or repair it or fix it. I want it done in such a way that I can take care of it tomorrow when there's a problem with it. You know, my dog's getting out. I wanted their area shrunk in the backyard to an area that I could take care of. So now if something happens and my dogs get out again, I can look at that little area because I can get out there and deal with it and figure out how they're getting out and put a stop to it, because it's very important that I take care of my animals. As let me tell you what, nobody else will take care of them like I will. They don't love everybody else like they love me, and I don't love anybody else like I love them. they are they're my girls, and we're having Thanksgiving today, and I'm thankful for them. Thankful for all y'all, and I just want to tell you that I'm not paranoid today. I want to keep repeating that over and over and over. And that is the most wonderful thing in the world from somebody such as myself, all right, that has been hyper paranoid for decades. All right, for decades. I did not get over this. I might stop for a little while, but it would start right back. And it wasn't always drug related. Would just come out of nowhere. You know, it was brought on by stress, sometimes lack of sleep, sometimes drugs. All right. Um, and But it didn't matter. It was happening. It was real. Every last thing that I thought, and I tried to point out to somebody else that couldn't see what the heck I was talking about, was real to me. All right. So if you run across somebody that's going through that and they're paranoid and something's real to them, quit trying to convince them that it's not. You can't. It's real, people. If I think that somebody has come in and taken a wall down in my house and rebuilt it and put it back up, quit trying to make me think it's not. All right. It's because it's real. It happened. As far as I know. Yep, sure did. I can see it. 100%. All right. That's real. But then there's the other hallucinations, such as, maybe a bucket breathing or a dog talking. Now, that's a little different. But that's real too when it's going on. That's usually drug related. All right. Auditory and visual hallucinations. All right. Both have different onsets and different causes. Usually, visual is a stress related. All right. Auditory is normally a chemical related. All right. But they can both intertwine and happen, uh, willy nilly between the two for different reasons. But from my experience, a lot of experience with both, you know, that's the way it is. Now, like I said, with my medicines now, I take some breathing medicines. You know, I take one little, uh, I want to call it a head med, and I don't even take it as doctor orders. I'm supposed to take a whole tablet once a day, and I take and split it into quarters, and I take a half a tablet in the morning and a half a tablet in the afternoon, and it works just fine because when I take a whole tablet, my whole body rumbles, and I can't go through life like that. And he said, "Well, it's time release. You're not supposed to take it like that." I said, "Well, sorry, it works," and it does. It's for my smoking, but it's also some of the medication that has helped me with my paranoia. My paranoia has also gone away because I'm limiting the amount of idiots that I allow in my life. You know, the bad actors. I just don't. When I identify them, I just shut the door on them. You know, uh, I will block their phone number, and then I go in my contacts, and I'll remove their number from my contacts. So now no longer can they call me. They can't call me, but I don't know how to get in touch with them. And if I don't go into the areas where they are, then out of sight, out of mind. They're out of my sight and out of my mind, and I'm out of their sight and out of their mind. So they don't know how they can be a bad actor in my life if I'm not around for them to play with. You know, I'm taking that mouse away from that kitty cat. It can't bat me around anymore. Heck with that shit. It just got old. But listen, I'm gonna have to start set me up a GoFundMe account as soon as I really figure out the best way and proper way to do it to help me out with my taxes that are going to come due after the first of the year, and also some other bills that are just I've let pile up that just really need to be taken care of. Not taking care of my past debts because I'm going to rely on my inheritance if I ever get it to take care of that because I do want to pay anybody I owe money to, and I will. But right now, like I've told every last one of them, you can't get it till I got it. When I got it, you'll get it. And calling me every day ain't doing either one of us any good. You know, quit answering your phone calls. So literally have. As much as I hated it, you know, because I believe that we should communicate with people. But and once I've communicated over and over and over that I'm doing it, I'm gonna, it's the way it is, then that's all I can do, you know. But if you say you're gonna be there for somebody, be there for them. Don't come back later and say, no, that's not what I said. Or and also somebody needs some help and they're kind of crying about it because they need some help. Uh, who am I to tell that person boo hoo, poor me? You know, hey, hell yeah, boo hoo, poor me. That's true sometimes. All right, we don't have to point it out. All right, that's literally life, and it sucks. And I don't need you or anybody else to tell me how pitiful that sounds or that looks, because I'm the one with my head down, you know, and the shame on my shoulders for having to ask, you know. So I don't need you to come along and try to make me feel guilty for needing something. I don't need you to come along and put me off, all right, and make me wait on it. All right, if you say you're going to do it and be there when you say you are. All right, if you say you're one kind of person, be that kind of person. You know, I believe that Christians pray. All right, I believe that Christians don't think it's funny that one person prays, all right, and another one doesn't. I feel like Christians, all right, try to learn from their mistakes. I feel like Christians don't try to make somebody else feel guilty, all right, for having thoughts or feelings that they do. And I feel like Christians are not here to judge other people, all right, and damn sure not here to point out somebody else's flaws or anything else, all right. I might say there's a flaw out there, but it's not for me to say that you have it. All right. That's for you and God to judge between yourselves. It's just like me. Hey, I'm a hell of a guy. Just ask me, I'll tell you. But no, today, you know, I live by a whole new standard than I did when I was out there abusing drugs and alcohol and people and my body and everything else. And anybody attached to me, I took advantage of because that's the way I functioned. Today, I don't play that game. All right, I try not to take advantage of anybody. I'm there when I say I'm going to be there. The medications I take as directed, uh, consistently. I take them when they're necessary. My pain medication that I'm prescribed 300, 3 pills or 3 times a day. All right, I I don't take that by the clock. All right, when my back hurts or my stump hurts, I first I try to relax, then I take my medicine. All right, and it'll the pain will go away. All right, and I don't take it again in 4 hours or 6 hours. I take it again when it hurts again. All right, then at the end of the month, lo and behold, I still got some left in the bottle, and I some days I may have took it 4 times. Some days I may have taken it 2 times, but I take it when it's needed. All right, not willy nilly, not overboard, not more than I need. All right, I don't take it when I don't need it. If I don't need it, if I'm not hurting, I don't need pain medicine, even if it is 6 hours. All right, that's what gets me in a hospital. When they do give you medicine like that, they give it to you on the schedule. All right, and oh no, it's not time for that yet. Well, I'm hurting now. Well, it's not time for that yet. And then when you're not hurting, they come in. Do you need some pain medicine? It's time. And so you'd better take it then because you're not going to get it when you need it. All right. So usually I would try to sneak around and put it on the table and act like I took it. That way I could take it when I needed it. But you can't always do that. But I would. Yeah. And golly, I think I've said so much that I really don't know what the hell I've said because I am the crazy one-legged old man in a wheelchair, and you can Google that shit. All right, I am going to need some help. We're going to set up that GoFundMe when I figure out how to do it properly because I need it to work when I set it up because never been able to get anything like that to work before. And me and Queenie, Tink Tink, we're going to celebrate Thanksgiving with a major feast. All right, and then we're going to watch some TV and we're going to have a good day. We're going to worship God and just have a nice time. No, no, nothing else. Just eat, watch TV, chill out, say some prayers, think about good stuff. That's it. Be nice to yourself. Be nice to somebody else. When you do something nice, don't take the credit for it because it didn't come out of you. It came out of God. All right. If they're paranoid, don't try to do something that they're not aware of. Let them know you're doing it. And also, don't try to argue with them about it because they see what they see and it's real. All right. It may not be real to you, but it's real to them. Believe that, understand that, let it go. Uh, People with Alzheimer's, take special time for them. All right. That you don't let them know that they've said something more than once. If they say something more than once, you pretend that's the first time they said it because that's the first time they said it as far as they know. And you don't have to tell them bad stuff over and over and over because they're not going to remember it. And if you tell them the bad stuff again and say, "Don't you remember?" They're they're going to go through the grieving process all over again. So don't make them go there. My dad had Alzheimer's. Never once did he get angry or upset, but we always treated him just like it was the first time he said anything. We were always interested in hearing whatever he said because it was important for him to say it. We never told him bad things like when his sisters died or his brother died. We didn't tell him about it because we didn't want to have to come along later and say, "Don't you remember? I already told you." There's no need him grieving over that. It's just not necessary. It's not something he can get over and hear about it or think about it later. It's just not there in his life for him to worry about today. So take care of those people too. If I've said something that somebody else can get something out of, that's what I'm here for. All right. If I've said something you think is bullshit, throw it away. All right. If uh, if you think you might be able to help me out in my struggle, all right, to do things for other people, then I'm more than welcome you. And with all else, happy Thanksgiving. See ya.